My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
Alright, so to be honest with you, I don't really know what to make of this. I wasn't even going to do a video about this, but I was like, nah, I got to just because. I mean, it's The Last of Us, bro. You know, so I mean, it's not confirmed, but because it came from this guy, you can kind of, you know, take it and run with it. So if you haven't heard the news, anyways, if you haven't heard the news, there might indeed be The Last of Us 2, bro. The Last of Us 2, according to Nolan North, is indeed coming. He says for a fact, I know they're doing The Last of Us 2. In an interview at the MetroCon panel, he was at the MetroCon panel, and someone from the crowd, you know, had asked him about The Last of Us 2 being in development, and he said, I know for a fact they're doing The Last of Us 2. Now, here's the thing. Let's pump the brakes first, okay? The Last of Us came out in June of 2013, if I do remember correctly, you know, and here's the thing with The Last of Us. There you have one side, my phone just went off. You have one side of people saying that, you know, they are perfectly fine with, you know, The Last of Us not getting a sequel. They thought that, you know, the way The Last of Us ended, that's the perfect ending to The Last of Us, and they wouldn't want to see a sequel because they don't want, you know, it to ruin, you know, the story for The Last of Us. And then you have the other side of you know, of people saying that I want a sequel as long as the story makes sense, you know, and that's pretty much where I am. I mean, listen, it's The Last of Us, bro. You know, so of course I would want a sequel for The Last of Us, but it would have to make sense. I wouldn't want it to feel forced. You know, you also have people, you know, saying, you know, would it be completely new characters in this story, or would it, you know, continue right after the ending of, you know, of The Last of Us, you know, with Ellie and Joel, and then, you know, they're just trying to do whatever. I don't know. I really don't know, like, how I personally would want the story to be in The Last of Us 2. I really don't. I would have to sit down and think about it. It would just have to make sense to me. It wouldn't. I wouldn't want it to feel forced, and it would have to be like a really good sequel, you know, that continues the story of The Last of Us, bro, you know. So that's pretty much where I am. And I would also, like, if there, well, according to Mr. North, there will be a you know, a Last of Us 2. So if indeed when this game does come, and not in that way, you sick freaks, but indeed when this game does come, for me, I wouldn't want to see this game until at least maybe somewhere in 2017. I even think in 2016 it would be too soon. Like, I know it came out in 2013, but no, like, I don't know why people want sequels so quick. Like, I remember when The Last of Us came out, people were asking for a sequel that same month. Just like for a game like this, it would have to come out at like the perfect time. And I think the perfect time, at least in my opinion, would be like 2017, sucker, maybe even 2018, because I wouldn't want it to feel rushed. The story would have to be perfect, the characters would have to be good, and it would have to really, you know, make sense of where this story is going. You know, if it is new characters, you know, I don't know, but according to Nolan North, who was in The Last of Us, by the way, if you don't know, according to him, he says, I know they're doing The Last of Us 2, but my character in Last of Us kind of met in I ain't gonna say nothing else. Just in case you haven't played it. So yeah, man. The Last of Us 2. Would you guys like to see it? Because again, you have two crowds of people when it comes to seeing a sequel for this game or not. I personally would like to see a sequel, but again, it would have to make sense. But I mean, listen, man. That Last of Us 2 unboxing would be epic. Last of Us 2, bro. But anyways, what are your thoughts about The Last of Us 2 and what Mr. North had to say about it? Are you for it? Are you against it? Let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, man. The Last of Us 2, bro, indeed. The Last of Us 2, bro, indeed.
You got something on your shoe.